Hey, hope you're all well. Happy St. David's Day. It is game week 27 just around the corner. Cannot believe it. We're almost to 10 game weeks left. My gosh, can you believe it? I hope you guys are doing so well. Thank you all for joining me. Got some regulars in the chat. Hi, I'll give you guys a shout out. Lewis, welcome. USF, Geddy. We've got John. Oh, class of, welcome. I hope you're all good. It's been a bit of a mad week, hasn't it, FPL wise? Let's be honest. It's been a rough one. A tough one to know what to do with our teams. Like, we've had so many injuries recently. It's just like, what do we do? And I did go for Huang, as you can see, last game week. It was always the plan for me, as you know, on this channel. Anyone who follows knows that it was not influenced by, other content creators or the community or anything like that, which, I would love to sit here now and say that it was because it'd be so much easier to blame everyone else than it would be to blame my own decision. But no, I really did think that was a plum fixture for Huang, if I'm honest. So yeah, last minute kind of, yeah, just thought, why not? I'm gonna go for it. Sheffield United. Hopefully he'll smash it up and life will be good. However, he did not smash it up apart from himself. And I had a bit of a rough week. It was another red arrow. And for the first time since Christmas, I believe, I have dropped outside of the top 100k, which is a little bit disappointing after working so hard to pull myself back up to around 60, 70k. To be dropping off of a cliff again is a bit disappointing. To be honest, it hasn't been great since that wild card. I've been that very late wild card. I've been kind of chasing my tail, as you guys know. And I've been a bit unlucky with the likes of Estupinan and De Bruyne not really just, coming clutch. And to be honest, Garnacho let me down when I really needed him. The one week where I actually played him, he didn't do anything. So, yeah, it's frustrating. I am aware that where I am placed is still a decent rank. And there are a lot of people who would, like to be in this position at this time of year. So I'm definitely not kind of taking anything for granted. I think it just feels a bit kind of tough to take when you've been all the way up near 30k and kind of slowly just kept dropping down and dropping down. But I have a big dilemma this week. I'm really unsure where to go this week. I would love to do Chan to Sun. Would love that. Like, I've got proper Sun FOMO this week, but I can't afford it. I can't afford a direct swap from Chan to Sun, unfortunately, because that would be life. That would be gift of life, wouldn't it? And at the moment, FPL has not been gifting me anything. So yeah, a bit gutted to not be able to afford that move. Do I go back to Bowen after hating him so intently for so many weeks on this stream, as you guys will know? Do I hold KDB? I mean, he's not exactly done very much recently in the Premier League. Then again, in the Cup, my gosh, like literally, what was it, 4 assists? 5 assists? I don't even know. I lost count. I lost count. It was so many. It was just like, oh, so yeah, a couple of options to chat about with my team coming up. But first, we'll just kind of do the quick kind of I thought I had the 2 secs. I will just pull up Twitter and we'll go through the presses. So let's just do a quick, I mean, most of you probably already know what's going on, but let's just make sure we've got everything, we've not missed anything. Where are we at? So, oh, it's been quite a lot going on today by the looks of things. I will like summarize as well, because like there's no point in like right. Ben thinks there won't be any position changes at Arsenal, just maybe Jesus for Trossard at some point and Zinchenko for Kiwa. Botman was rested in the FA Cup. Sven is looking good. We felt he would benefit from more individual training midweek. Eddie Howe says Isak will get there with time. There's a feeling he needs confidence. He needs confidence in his body. I think these 2 games have been good for him. It's about Botman again. Target might need a bit more time. Forest have 5 players flagged ahead of their game against Liverpool. Nuno is hopeful of return. Some players are in final parts of their recovery, so let's see. Sangara is closer. Wood is also closer. Ollie and Tavares are closer. Mark Cucurella and Thiago Silva have been dropped off the latest injury update for Chelsea, so that means they're probably available. Pep on the availability of Jack Grealish. He will not be fit for the weekend. When he will come back, I don't know. Thanks, Pep. Always helpful. Darwin Núñez and Dominic Szoboszlai both trained fully on Thursday. Endu, ankle, and Robertson illness are expected to rejoin the group today. So Núñez has been in full training, so is likely available. As a follow-up on the Grealish quote, Klopp believes Mo Salah is not too far off a return, but he will not be involved against Forest. So Núñez back, Salah not likely this week, but maybe possible next week. Richarlison has a knee injury, he's going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. And Adogi has a chance of starting tomorrow. Pedro Porro is probably another week away, so no Richarlison, no Porro, might be Adogi. Eze and Will Hughes have trained with the squad all week, both played and will be included at Tottenham. Interesting. I wonder if Eze might be an outside shout. Okay. Chan out of the trip to Tyneside, so no Chan. Yay, thanks for that. Just check if anyone else jumps out. Solanke has 1 more session to prove his fitness. It's true he has pain in the knee, at least with the MRI. Everything is clear. There is nothing strange. It's a matter of his sensations. As today, he wasn't training. Tomorrow, I find out if we have a chance with Dom. It's a matter of whether he still feels the pain or if it's improved, he will be the one making the decision. Right. That's helpful. Moy says he was a bit concerned about Paqueta's return, but he was great. Okay, so could manage his Paqueta's minutes by the things. And Buemo and Pinnock are closest to those currently sidelined. Wow, there's a lot going on. Konza is trained after missing last 4 matches, while defensive teammate Pau Torres is also available if you've got Pau. Right, that is us up to date on that. Let's switch back. I wanted to just have a little look at the chat, say hello to everyone, read through some of your comments. Hello, first here, Gameweek 27, 72 points, watching from USA, super early, 6:34, wow. Sell one of Sun at 1 for Sun, Gross, Gordon, Martinelli, my overall rank 3,561 and 157 in the USA. Also 8th in my mini league. Thank you, Lewis. Wow, well done. That's a super rank, by the way. I think out of those 3, Gordon, because he blanks in 29. I don't think I'd want to lose Nelly ahead of Sheffield United. Gross could be the other option, but Fulham away is a nice fixture. Who do Newcastle have? Wolves. That's a good fixture as well, isn't it? Have you got any plans with your bench boost or your free hit yet, Lewis? Let me know, and maybe that's where we can go with it. But I think it'd be one of Gross or Gordon. I think I'd lean towards Gordon. USF's not looking forward to the next few weeks. I know what you're saying. Oh, you've got your bench boost and wildcard. Need to navigate through Gameweek 20 now without using my wildcard only players. Well, then I'd probably lose Gordon because Brighton play in 29. No, they don't. No, they don't. Yeah, either of them. I mean, I know Arsenal don't either, but just the next 2 fixtures should be interesting with Sheffield United and Brentford. So Brighton's next 2 are nice. Fulham, Forest, Newcastle have Wolves, Chelsea. I think I'd be tempted to lose Gordon there. It'd probably give you a few extra pennies as well. Ooh, coffee and donut. Oh, don't. It's like 3 o'clock here in the UK. It's my nana's afternoon cake and tea time. And whenever I'm with her, I always have a cup of tea and a cake or a donut or something sweet. And so when I'm not with her at 3 o'clock, I always look at the clock and think, should I? And then think, no, think of the wasteland, don't do it. 4 players for 29, which way to go? I hear your pain. You will see my team for Game Week 29 in just a moment, and it is not good, let me tell you. Good evening. Hey Geddy, free hit 29 for me as I've only got 4 players. Yeah, well, I've got even less than that. Lewis, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy it. It's super chilled. I know it doesn't go into kind of quite as much detail as a lot of the other creators, but it's just more for us to come and chat and like we would if we were just mates, you know. down the pub on a Friday evening, discussing what we're going to do with our teams. So I feel like there needs to be a space for that, and this is that space. Getting ready for bed. Oh my gosh, John, stay a little longer. You guys going with Sun? I would love to get Sun this week. Can you afford a straight swap to Sun, John? I'm okay. I'm doing all right. I think that's David, right? Class of 23. Am I right? Is that David? I think so. USF has got Sun for Richarlison. Crypto Sparky's in. Hey, buddy. I hope you're good. I haven't spoken to you for ages. I hope you're well. Happy St. David's Day as well. From Malaysia. Wow, lush. Yes, it is just only a little drop at the moment, so that's good. I've KDB as well, 4 assists in the FA Cup. What a troll. Oh man, seriously, couldn't write it. And with us all tripling captain Haaland a couple of weeks ago as well, and him just like teasing us this week with that many goals. If you had your time again, would you wildcard again? That's from Andrew. When are you asking me would I wildcard so late again? Because if that's the case, or just generally if I would use it, if you like, I'll answer both scenarios. Would I wildcard that late again? To be honest, the answer to both, if I think about it, is probably no. I don't think I would. I probably would have wildcarded, but I think what I should have done is just updated my fringe players rather than like trying to get ahead of the curve and changing my whole team, because my team was working and it was doing well. So I think sometimes we have a tendency to think, oh, we're doing really well, and then chase the next big thing, chase the next like purple patch. And there's not many people that can do that successfully. They can bounce from like a really good purple patch to another really good purple patch. One of those people is Ben Krellin. He's very, very good at that, and I think that's because he's so far ahead of everyone else in like choosing his like strategies and which players he'd like for what run of fixtures and all that sort of stuff, that when we get to those times with certain injuries and stuff like that, he already has those mapped out, so it's easier for him to just kind of bounce from one to the other. I've very rarely been able to do it on a regular basis. I've very, very rarely been able to jump from one purple patch player to another. And I think with wildcards, you either need to be in a position where your team is not doing great, so that when you, if you're somebody like myself, when you wildcard, you're benefiting from that wildcard and moving into a purple patch. But otherwise, I think it's quite tough to move from a very good team into another very good team. And so if I was to have my time again, I probably should have left my team because it was performing very well and the players were doing very well, and it was just more so I haven't used my wild card and I don't know when else to use it, so I have to use it now or it's going to be gone. Or what I should have done was literally just have updated my bench players, and that was it. So a lesson learnt there. I mean, I don't think next season I'll go as late using it. That said, if my team is doing fabulously, I probably should just consider not bothering or only using it for fringe players. Like, my defenders and my goalkeepers before I wildcarded were doing very poorly. That should have been the only bit of it that I should have touched. Otherwise, I think I should have just left my team as it was. John says, Bowen! Oh, don't. The weeks. See, that man. He was another reason why I wildcarded. Honestly. And I thought, oh, he's not been so great since Kudos has been back, so I don't think Patika's gonna make that much difference. Then all of a sudden, boom, there we are. Hat trick. Geddy says, my move is either KDB to Son or Stupinan to a Bournemouth defender. So, I have a sneaky feeling. I've been chatting to a few people. I feel like KDB might start this weekend. And that is tough after what happened in the Cup to sell him for Son. That said, it would give me a fair bit of information and a fair bit of money. But it's tough. I wonder if I'm wondering if I am in wildcard territory next week, and I will discuss that now in just a second. I just do want to get through your comments. We're almost caught up. Lewis says gross for son David. What do you think? Wayland, welcome. Saka, Watkins, Haaland captain. Let's get a captaincy poll going for Wayland. For me, I remember saying last week, oh, it'll likely be on Saka next week. It'll likely be on Saka next week. And then we've had a game week, and even though Saka did well, I'm there going, after the cup, I'm like, and they're going, can I really not captain Haaland? And I'm going to stick Son on there as well, since everyone's getting him. There you go, buddy. Hopefully you'll get some I think it might be Waylead. Is it Waylead? Is that, yeah, I think it's Waylead. Sorry, buddy. Okay, oh yeah, that's a good point, John. Gordon at home compared to Gross, who has, yeah, that's a good point. Might go for Saka. Can't bring myself to move KDB to Son. Likely just make that move next week. Yeah, Rishi, I am with you there. Feel similar. Yeah, it's also a good point, John. I say pick up a haul and then get injured in 2 weeks. Hey, Dizzy. Marcus, hey. Richie and KDB to Sonny and Matters for -4. Start Solanke or Garnacho. Start Doherty or Power. I mean, dude, that's a lot of questions. I'm kind of in that -4, like with you. Kind of in that -4 with you, the KDB Matters one. I prefer Solanke's fixtures, so unless we hear anything that makes me think Solanke's not starting, I'd probably pay Solanke over Garnacho. If Garnacho had done anything last week, I'd have been more tempted to play him against City, but who do Villa have? Start Pau, buddy. I've just been through the presses and they said that he's fine, so I would start him over Dirty. I mean, I haven't seen anything at the moment that has made me fall in love with Doherty, even though I've had him in my teams for a few weeks. So it's probably where I'd go, I think. Hey, Bryn. Happy St. David's Day. I forgot to wear my little daffodil. I was going to wear my little daffodil. Hey, Static. How you doing? Right. Let's have a look at this team. Let's see if we can sort this team out, shall we? It's an absolute mess, I'll tell you. So I think what we'll do is we'll skip ahead to game week 29 and we'll work backwards because it's an absolute shower show, as you can see. So for me, I am in the struggle of only having 2 players. I think in my head, I just assumed that there'd be way more teams knocked out of the cup, and that I'd be sat here now feeling, sorry, 3 players, completely forgot about Watkins, that I would be sat here now thinking life was dandy and I'd have at least 6 players. And of course, I'm happy to take hits because this page is not hits at first. And I'd be happy to take some hits and life would be good. We keep our free hit for further down the line. However, looking at this absolute monstrosity right now, I think we're in free hit territory. Even if I were to get Son and Madison this week, that's only going to give me 6 players. Then I'd have to take, well, potentially another hit next week, 7, 8 players. I mean, it's going to be a -4 every week for the next 3 game weeks. And whilst I don't hate that, it's the likes of Haaland and Foden and Saka and one of Gabriel or Saliba. I think I probably want fairly long term in my team. And I know people are saying, oh, but if you free hit, you get them back, and if you free hit now and you get them back in 30, and then you've got Saka against Man City, right? Oh, dear Lord, why? Well, I'll tell you why, because that could be a title defining match at that point. Game week 30 could be title defining. Man City against Arsenal. I mean, obviously, if Liverpool haven't run away with it by then. And that, could be goals, right? So okay, I probably don't want an Arsenal defender against Man City, but Gabriel bullet header, maybe. Don't hate it, just kind of putting it out there. I think there is a bit of a tendency to get a bit caught up here on just looking at fixtures when I'm a very form player. Like, I like the form of players as well as their fixtures. And then Arsenal have Luton straight off the back of that, and then Brighton, like, who haven't been particularly great at back. They've been a bit iffy here and there. So, you know what? I don't hate that. And City themselves, you know, what do we, what do we do here? Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, they will have Arsenal, but they'll have Villa, and then they'll have Crystal Palace and Luton. I mean, there is something to be said for potentially hopping off and hopping back on. But if you're somebody who's hitting all the way, and I guess you could then wildcard off of the back of game week 30 to buy the likes of Haaland and Saka back in, but would you be able to afford it? I mean, Haaland went up again last night. I don't know, don't ask me. But apparently he just has this infinite number of people buying him and these infinite number of price rises. But can you afford to buy him back? And if you just sit him on your bench, how many bench people are you willing to go with 9? Look, it didn't look a great free hit on paper, but the more I think about it, the more like having the likes of Tony and stuff like that in my team would be quite nice, for Burnley. That said, I'm not against wildcarding, but I'm not doing it this week. A couple of reasons why. The first reason is I want my Arsenal players against Sheffield United. I do think Sheffield United would be a lot tougher at home, so I did see a couple of very early kind of picks for Saka. If I were to pop back there now, he's winning the poll ever so slightly for captaincy shout. One thing I will say about Sheffield United at home is that they sit back and they sit deep, and it's quite tough for teams to score past them. Arsenal have been prolific at home, but away, those results have been a little more kind of mixed. So, yeah, just like, it's not the reason for me not for but it's not enough of a reason for me to want to sell Arsenal this week on a wild card. So I'm very happy to stick with them and hope that it's, you know, not going to matter this week. But that's one reason why I don't want to wildcard, even though it would be lovely to have Son. It would be lovely to, you know, have Bowen and all of us get rid of a Stupinan. I don't want him anymore. But I still face the same, like, concerns about wildcarding, because I'd be like, do I have De Bruyne? Do I have Foden? And I can't fit them all in. The other thing is Salah's a week away. Like, would I get Salah in and bench him? It just doesn't feel the week to wildcard. But I'm not ruling it out next game week. I'm not ruling it out next game week. So I am either wildcarding next week in order to have a team out for game week 29, or I am free hitting in game week 29. So I hope that helps anyone who's in a similar position. As for this week and hitting for Son, that's tougher. So let's work. So annoying with chat, and so annoying with Solanke as well, with him having the double next week. Like, you can't fully sell and be happy about selling Solanke, even if he's not playing, because he potentially has the double next week. That's the reason why he might get rested, potentially, I guess. But yeah, at the moment, we'd be sat like this without any hits. I don't have the money to get Chan to Son, unfortunately. I have 8.7 in the bank. If I wasn't double Arsenal defence, I'd be tempted by Odegaard. Just putting that out there for anyone who wants to go a little bit different. With Liverpool, you don't know as much as I'd like a Liverpool defender in. If I'm wildcarding a free hit in 29, it doesn't matter who I buy this week, right? So right now I'm looking at who I feel are the best players this week. So that's how I'm going to try and approach it, because my brain is just too confuddled about making a plan for all these chips at the moment. So I think play what's in front of me and try not to worry about free hitting or wild carding next week. Just get in the player you want to get in this week. Unfortunately, I can't get as far as Son. I don't even think I can do it because I don't get any money off of. There's no difference. Hang on, let me just quickly check. So yeah, so sorry, just checking something. So I wouldn't be able to even get Tony for Solanke. Not saving anything by doing that. So I could play Garnacho against City, but that's an awful lot of players in, like, 4 players in one game, which doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. I could play I'll likely be playing dirty this week. I could take a risk that Stupinan starts. I don't think he's going to. I could play Gusto instead of Garnacho, but I always tend to play the more attacking player regardless, to be honest with you. I've always preferred just playing the attacking player. I do have the option, of course, to do De Bruyne to Son. I don't love it because I do feel like De Bruyne might get some minutes this week, and he may actually start this week, and he's at home as well. And I feel like he owes me. I feel like the fact that I brought him in and I've held him for this long, he owes me. So I'm not unhappy to lose him like next week. I still think there's going to be good fixtures. I don't know, Liverpool, that could go either way, really, couldn't it? And then he blanks. So, you know, after this week, I feel like he can go. So maybe Sonny just has to wait a week. In which case, do I just do Chan to Bowen? Do I do Chan to Madison? These are all questions that I'm asking myself. Let me switch the screens for you so that you can see my Prem team rather than the FPL. So we can afford Madison. Couple of assists against Everton and Brentford. Nothing against Brighton and Wolves. Palace. Now, I guess a lot of people are all in on this because it's Palace, right? But they've got their new manager, and they actually, I know we joked about them on last week's stream with McTavius, but they had a pretty decent new manager bounce there last week, and it could just be that they might do a little better. But you know what? They're coming fixtures. Do I feel like if I get Madison and Son for De Bruyne and Chan for a hit, do I feel like I would be less likely then to wildcard or free hit next week? Wildcard, free hit 29. No, genuinely no. I don't love hitting before wildcarding, but would I keep those players in my team? Maybe. The main thing is I've got the players in I want to play this week, and you know what, price rise, if Madison and Son go big and I feel like they're the players I definitely want going forward, then I've got ahead of the curve on the prices. So it's not like a train smash, right? So we don't have to kind of like beat ourselves up about that. What I would beat myself up about is making those switches and De Bruyne popping off and me feeling like I've made that -4 for nothing. That's where I'm a bit concerned. I feel like I should probably go a bit safer here and do Chan 2. The question is, who do I do Chan to? Do I do Chan to Madison in the hope that I get in on that kind of Sun action? Do I go to Bowen because apparently he's like prime Messi with Paqueta back? There's a lot of options this week, and I'm not sure which one to go with. De Bruyne will be Sun next game week. Anyone who can get Sun this week, I would suggest doing it for free. But I'm not sure if I want to do it. If I want to sell De Bruyne this week, and that's the only way I can get Sun for free. So Bowen, or I guess the Villa players could come into contention as well. Oh, Douglas Luiz, man, I had him before I wildcarded. Do you remember? I would still have Douglas Luiz in my team if I had not wildcarded that guy. Seriously. Just had an absolute monster week, didn't he? 2 goals. Every couple of game weeks he just pops off. Tends to be at home. We have Spurs at home next, so you know. So I guess my 4 top options for this game week for Hwang are Bowen, Madison, Luiz, and going back to Palmer. Palmer's another option. I hated selling him a couple of weeks ago. And Brentford, tough match. It's away. Newcastle at home. I could wait until game week 30 for Palmer. He's not a must. Do you know what I mean? Do I get excited by this is the thing, do you get excited by Douglas Luiz? I think if he was my 5th attacker like Garnacho is, I'm happy to have him. But I'm not sure I want to make him my 4th attacker, and I'll probably regret saying that, won't I? I'll probably eat my words and be like, oh god, when he gets another hat trick this week. So I'm probably down to Bowen or Maddison. So I will ask you guys, which would you go for? Let me just check in with you actually. Have Dubravka and Trippier. Would you start Kaminsky over Dubravka to split the risk? Don't think clean sheets either way. I think I would, Rishi, yeah. If you're catching rank around 1.5 million, what would you prioritise? Likes of Foden, Palmer, highly owned, or double game week 28, 29 plans with Solanke, Son, Louise, etc. That's tough. I mean, at that rank, you got to ask yourself, are you really happy to be there? And I think I'd probably be sat here now with just, 11 game weeks to go and be like, I think unless I take a bit of a risk, then I'm not gonna get anywhere. So to be honest, the likes of Solanke will be highly owned anyway. Son, if not this week, then next week will definitely be highly owned. And Lewis has just been kind of, ticking away. So it's if you could pair one with like Palmer and Foden, I think you're there. Free hit 29 wildcard, 35 bench boost, 37 is my plan. Oh, it's good that you have a plan. I'm doing okay. I'm still struggling a bit, but we're getting through. Saka and Haaland could score points that week. I bench both Arsenal defenders. Yeah, that's the thing. If you can be in a situation where you've got 3 other defenders you can play that week, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing your attackers in the Arsenal Man City match, because somebody is going to want to win that match, right? So you should expect there to be goal. Sell KDB to Sun week game week 30. So you're going to bench boost game week 29, yeah. Free hit 29, sorry, yeah. So yeah, that's fine. I like that. I don't know if I don't think I can get Sun. Geddy, look, I'm saying I'll sell De Bruyne to Son next week. If he gets an absolute monster haul against Man United, that'll be tougher than it looks. So I may be with you on that. Kick that down the line a little bit. if you're hearing what I'm saying, I don't want to be kind of promising anything there. Keep Foden and Haaland. Rishi, hey Meg, doesn't make any sense to wildcard until game week 30. You would be wildcarding blind, not knowing doubles in 34 or 37. There could be no doubles in 34, for example. A lot of predictions. I think though, by going in 28, you have plenty of time from game week 30 to where you should know all of that. To plan and hit if you need to. So I think if your team is in desperate need of needing a team and you don't want to free hit in game week 29, there should be no stigma around wildcarding, because you can plan, and you know that you can plan with having a free hit in your back pocket. So yeah. Yes, so Matata. Oh gosh, lads, when that happened on the weekend with Palace, I was like, It's just so funny after our stream last week when we were saying about it. Yeah, when you were saying not to buy him. Chan to Tavernier or Maddie. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, I guess Bournemouth could be a shout if you're not free hitting. I guess depends whether Solanke is injured or not. So we've got 47% for Haaland. Oh, that's just jumped up to 50. It keeps jumping back and forth. 38 for Saka and 12% for Son. No Watkins. So hopefully that helps you. And I was going to do a poll about would you get Bowen, Madison, or sell ADB and Wang for Sun and probably for Sun and Bowen, but then the likelihood of me being able to get back to Salah if I wanted him would be a lot tougher because most of my money would be tied up in. Okay. Why won't it let me start that? Oh, hey Neil, happy St. David's Day. I feel like I should be eating Welsh cakes today. Yeah. Why is it not? Would you get? Oh, I see. Hang on. It's the poll is moaning at me. If anyone's wondering why I've gone into like concentration mode, it's because I've got too many letters. There we go. There we go. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Yeah. So kind of where I'm at. I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. You guys can see like half my screen. That's mildly entertaining for you all. Yeah. Not sure. Just not sure. I don't feel confident this week, you know. I don't. Rishi, can you not move Huang, KDB to Foden, Foden to Palmer, Son and Salah over the next 2 game weeks? Free hit 29 would be ahead of the curve on Salah for game week 30. So are Burnley really whipping boys still though? Are they? Not sure. Yeah, I probably could. Is the answer, Rishi? It's just whether I want to. Let's see. I'm not sure about selling like all like the vast majority of my city assets. That's the thing that would worry me. Because again, it's form, isn't it? No, I can't. I can't do it, buddy. No, I'd be 1.1 million short, unfortunately. It would be Son or Salah. to think we had, I guess it's because we were mostly 2 up top, right, at the beginning of the season. I think we had like Salah, Son, Saka in our teams at the beginning. Haaland, mad, isn't it? Bowen for Burnley fixture. Yeah. Is Bowen at home this week? Not, is he? I don't think he is. No, and he was at home last week. Just feel like hammers are always better at home. Ugh. It would be nice to, let me see. Bowen. I got Bowen. Don't know if I got Madison, it's going to be exactly the same. I'm not going to be able to afford De Bruyne to Salah, which I can do at the moment. If I went for a Douglas Luiz or a Palmer, I might be able to. Yeah. Oh, does that tip the boat? Palmer or Douglas Luiz does afford De Bruyne to Salah next game. So if Salah was back this week, I'd probably just do that for a -4. Then they have Man City next week and blank. Has to wait until at least 30, doesn't he? Oh, definitely going to want him 31 though, for sure. It's a tough one this week. It is a tough one this week. Oh gosh. Let's see. Bowen is just winning the poll just by 55%. I probably should have put like a Palmer or Douglas Luiz on there as well for you guys. But do just let me know in the chat if you think that one of those would be better. Yeah. Any pearls of wisdom, welcome. I'm gonna wrap up soon, guys, because I think we've been roughly going an hour now. So yeah, so I will wrap up soon. But yeah, do let me know any like pearls of wisdoms you have if you think like what I should do, and if you have any questions as well, chuck them in the chat. I'll leave the poll up a little bit longer. Let me know if you've got exciting plans for the weekend. I'm doggy sitting this weekend, so it's going to be a bit of a quiet one for me in front of the footy. Although we've not got a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, have we? And then there's no games in the UK at 3 o'clock on the telly. And then, unless I go buy myself a Douglas Luiz, Friday night football's not looking too fun either, is it? Oh dear, oh dear. Nice to have 3 Arsenal on Monday evening, though. Hopefully, because who knows at the moment with all the injuries happening. As much as I want Saka captaincy, get feeling Arsenal might want to rest him a little for that. Yeah, that's a good point actually, John. Yeah, it's a good point. He doesn't tend to get rested, Saka, especially not in Premier League games, especially not when we're in contention. So I think it would be more likely that maybe he'd start him, and then if we were in a comfortable lead, he'd take him off. rather than him like full on sitting him out and bringing him on. That would be my guess, but you just don't know with managers these days, do you? So if I buy Bowen this week then and he blanks again, like he did when I bought him last time, I can clearly blame the Nympham, right? Because you guys voted 54% for Bowen and 36% for Madison. So yeah, just saying. Right then, let's wrap this bad boy up. Let's wrap it up. I hope you have an amazing weekend, guys, and I hope I've helped a little bit. I know I haven't been able to kind of give you specifics about what I'm doing my team, but hopefully just chatting through my ideas and who I think are some of the best picks this week, regardless whether you're free hitting or not, or wildcarding or not. Hopefully all of that's been helpful. If it has and you don't already, please do pop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's all really helpful. And yeah, we tend to do this most Fridays when we can. So yeah, hit that notification bell and it will let you know when I am going live so that you can always jump on in and come have a chat. And I will always answer questions where I can. So don't worry about that. Yeah, I will enjoy my Welsh cakes and doggy sitting, Neil. Thank you very, very much, guys. You are just the best, honestly. It's so fabulous. And I guess until next time, Nympria out.